Alright, Game 2 of the OFCC tournament for my Chaos. Game 2 is with Brettonians. Starting on his left, he has Knights Errant, a trebuchet, and then a couple of unicorns. He has a Knight's Realm in the back to come down the road. A unit of Peasant Bowmen with defensive stakes. A unit of Grail Knights. Another unit of Knights of Realm preparing to come down the road as well. 40 men-at-arms with his level 3 life sorceress in there. He has his Brettonian Lord on a Pegasus. He has the heroic killing blow. 3 Pegasus Knights. Another unit of 20 Peasant Bowmen with defensive stakes. And another trebuchet. This was taken partly into turn 1. He was vanguarding his Pegasus Knights, and I'd already started to move up my army. Again, for a quick refresher, I have Chaos Warriors of Tzeentch, Chariot of Slaanesh on the left, 10 dogs, 18 Chaos Warriors of Tzeentch, 12 dogs, ogres behind them, great weapons in Slaanesh Chariot, the Dragon Ogre Shoggoth, and the Hell Cannon. In this one, the hills were all lightning crags. So if you have a unit on a hill, it get hit by lightning, die 6, strength 4 hits. However, the Shoggoth, being immune to lightning and gaining frenzy for it, thought it might be a kind of cool idea to hop him on there. Brettonian's Parade, so Chaos got to go first for the first time in like 3 months. So that was a nice bonus. And yeah, on to turn 1. Alright, for Chaos turn 1, I moved up most of my units, hopped the Shoggoth on the hill. My beautiful Hell Cannon decided to rampage and proceeded to hop forward over the river. That was nice. Turn I like to fire with him. I was able to cast Comet. The little die in front of the Grail Knight unit is the Comet. And that was about it. Yeah, that was the end of Chaos turn 1. Alright, Brettonian turn 1. I do want to state that the Shoggoth is facing the other way, but due to the weight of the model, he wouldn't stand up the other way. So that's why he's facing backwards. Not that he's fleeing or anything. So his Pegasus Knights decided to charge the Hell Cannon, which I was perfectly okay with. The Hell Cannon is not going to go anywhere anytime fast. His Grail Knights decided to move up, and other knights decided to move up, getting ready for charges. He cast the Flesh to Stone on his Grail Knights to make sure I don't get rid of him too easily. And his other spells were Throne of Vines and Dwellers. Actually, I think, no, he did have a level 4. It was Dwellers, Flesh to Stone, Shield of Thorns, and Throne of Vines that he had. In the combat with the Hell Cannon, he didn't do any wounds, but I didn't do any back, so that was fine. And that was it for Brettonian turn 1. His trebuchets were horribly off target, and he killed 1 dog with a bowman fire, so... Okay, on to Chaos turn 2. Alright, on Chaos turn 2, my warriors and my chariot both tried to charge his Knights of the Realm, or Knights Errant, but only the chariot made it, but passed its dangerous terrain test charging through the water, and did like 3 wounds, and he rolled high for his leadership, and the chariot ran him down. So that was nice. Set up some traps in the center of the board. If you notice, Comet still has not come down yet. It doesn't come down till much later in the game. I did cast Harmonic Convergence and one of the, I think it was the Curse of the Midnight Wind, no, Ice Shard Blizzard on his Pegasus Knights. And that, due to the lore attribute of die 6 strength for hits versus flying things, actually took out a Pegasus Knight. Nice bonus. The Shaggoth backed up because he didn't want to deal with heroic killing blow at this time. And that was it for Chaos turn 2. Alright, Brettonian turn 2. Chaos Lord charged into the Hell Cannon. The Grail Knights and the Unicorns charged my dogs, which they held. They held because I knew if he overran the dog unit, he would be a nice flank charge for my warrior unit. If he failed to charge him, I'd probably still be out of charge range, so I wanted him closer, even if he turns the face. Strength 3 Knights, or Strength 4 Knights for Grail Knights, don't scare me as much as Strength 6 charging Grail Knights. The other dogs fled from his right Knights of the Realm unit to keep him back for one more turn. His trebuchet on the left did a direct hit on my chariot and did enough wounds to kill it right out. His other trebuchet was off target. He usually had one hit or one almost hit and then the other one off target all game, so it's a good thing to have two. I think my Hell Cannon, it didn't do anything, but it lost its crew members and lost a wound, but no heroic killing blow this turn, so that was good. And that was it for Brettonian turn 2. Alright, one of these does get more consistent with my pictures. But right now, Chaos turn 3, my left warriors reformed to face the battlefield. My right warriors charged the Grail Knights. And broke them and overran into the unicorns. My ogres moved up so that his knights, if they charged, would be in the river. And my Shaggoth moved over to the right to either charge the Brettonian Lord or try to get into that men-at-arms unit. If you notice, that die is still marking for that comet that hasn't come down yet. On this turn it was 5 markers. So, or it comes down with 5. Anyways, it comes down with strength 11, so that's pretty impressive. Next turn. Other than that, my magic has been pretty ineffective. The scenario condition was Master Mage, so for whatever unit your highest level caster's in, he gets the rank bonus, max of 3, to help cast and dispel. And since he also had the Book of Assure on his prophetess, he was casting and dispelling at an 8. I was casting and dispelling at a 6, so it made a huge difference in the game. Other than that, I think that was it of Chaos turn 3. Alright, Brettonian turn 3. This is where things got interesting. I knew I had a flank charge from his Knights of the Realm at my main unit. He also brought his other unit of Knights into the front. But I was figuring with the Stubborn Crown, as long as I had a few guys left, I should be able to hold with the Battle Center Bear rerolled and then send in the Ogres into the flank to get me out of trouble. Now where this went horribly wrong or horribly right, you be the judge, is in the magic phase. The comet finally came down, but its radius was large enough to hit everything in the center. Finished off his Grail Knights, almost killed off his Peasant Bowmen, killed half the Knights in his left Knights. The right ones barely got touched, but I lost 8 Chaos Warriors to my own spell. He lost 10 men-at-arms, so it was a very devastating comet when it finally came down. And his Brettonian Lord finally heroic killing blowed the Hell Cannon to finish him off on his turn. But my Chaos Warriors did hold, and he, unfortunately for me, got both 3 Throne of Vines and Flesh to Stone off on the right knights. So they are toughness 7, 2+ armor save, 5+ ward save knights for my ogres to deal with. So, end of Brettonia turn 3. Alright, Chaos turn 4. This was an extremely good turn for me, except for the fact where my left Chaos Warriors failed to charge his Knight unit engaged with my other Chaos Warriors. However, the ogres were successful, and the Chariot and the Shaggoth combined charged on the Men-at-Arms. This also got the Shaggoth out of the charge arc of his Heroic Killing Lord, which was very nice. The ogres only did like 1 wound to his knights, but he did like nothing to my units. So with the charge and the flank and the rank and the banner and the extra banner, it was a really low roll for him, and since his general was way on the other side of the board and his battle standard bearer was in his arms unit, they weren't close enough to help him out. So both units of knights ran, but I was unable to run down either of them. In combat with the Men-at-Arms, I directed all my Shaggoth's attacks at the Sorceress. Did 2 wounds to her, but did not kill her, and did a whole bunch of more wounds to the unit. Winning combat, but it was steadfast on the general's leadership, so it hung around. And that was it for Chaos turn 4. Alright, Brettonian turn 4. Looking up for him, he had both units of knights rally. When the knights fled last turn, they fled through the peasant bowman, which panicked and fled off the board, so that's where the left peasant bowman went. He still has his trebuchet though. In Magic, he got off Throne of Vines and I think it was Flesh to Stone or Shield of Thorns, one of the two. He got another spell off, so he healed up his mage, and in combat I put 2 wounds back on the mage again. But I didn't do enough damage to win combat, and the Chariot broke and ran away, but the Shaggoth, being higher leadership, actually stayed around. His trebuchet and possibly the bowman combined to kill half of the dogs in the back, but they passed their panic test with their Will of Chaos roll on their own leadership 5 to hang around. That was a nice bonus, and that was the end of turn 4 with the Brettonian Lord turning to face the Shaggoth. Alright, Chaos turn 5. So both warriors charged the knight unit on the left. The ogres charged the knight unit in the backfield. Magic was pretty uneventful. In combat, the Shaggoth put all of his attacks back on the Sorceress to try to kill her, and was successful in killing the Sorceress, which got me one of the objectives on the game, which was kill your opponent's Master Mage while keeping yours alive. So I killed his, but the Shaggoth got ran down for his trouble, and all in all, it's looking like a lot of dead things on the ground. So that was it for Chaos turn 4. Alright, that was the end of Chaos turn 5. And this is the end of the game, basically. We got called at time called at turn 5. So it's just a mopping up. The Chaos Ogres ran over and took out the trebuchet. His Men-at-Arms took out the dogs. And the Chariot also died as well. But when we added up all the points, it was a definite Chaos victory. I spelled his Pegasus Knights into the ground. We did play out the 6th turn, but we did it really fast, so I didn't take any pictures. Just to see if he could get any more points, and that's where he got the Chariot, but I got the Pegasus Knights, so it was a trade for me, better, but it didn't change the outcome of the game. So a chaos victory against the Brettonians in round 2 of the OFCC. Thanks for listening, and